What's up, guys? KKZ here. Welcome back to another Market Watch. Now, funnily enough, I've already recorded this video once and I forgot to plug my headset in. So I got to the end of the video, uploaded it onto YouTube, and there was no audio. Made sure this time got my headset plugged in, so hopefully this all goes to plan. Now, I'm gonna do it a bit differently this time round, as opposed to having like eBay and Coin Market up for everything. Um, with eBay, everything's significantly more expensive. So unless you want to sell cards, um, I'd like that's where I'd be going. So if you want to buy, I'd stick on card market for purchases. Obviously selling, you want to sell on eBay because you get more money. That being said, I can't imagine with the price disparity that people are actually buying on eBay at the minute because card market is like way cheaper. So let's get into it. Secrets and Rise of the Unison Warrior don't seem to have shifted that much since last time. Obviously, Gotenks and Ape still well under the 100 euro mark. Gogeta's still sitting around 160 euro. Saying that there's only one. That being said, on the trade groups, people are only asking for 150 to 160. So, and that's pounds, not euros. So, yeah, not much really to say on that. Now, as you can see, Mechikibora's not shifting. This does also translate over to onto eBay. On eBay, they're sitting around the £20 mark, £22. So again, a little bit dearer, but they are at it. So, as you can see, it is a steady price. And the same applies to Daunt Potential Unleashed. As you can see, was only one for €18, and then after, well, there's not a lot of stock of these regardless, to be honest, because being a green Nimbus style negate and an SR, it's very popular for people. And what you'll see with green stuff, other than this card, there's been a weird trend where it has started to come down in price. But with the green, as I'll mention later on, that's more down to the prerequisite of what you need to play green right now. Whereas Dormant Potential can be played in anything that's green. A lot of the other green stuff requires other stuff as well. So eBay's the same. I think in fact when I checked eBay, these were like £25, not euros. So obviously eBay does pounds, card market does euros. They were closer to like £24, £25, which obviously equates closer to like this €28. So bit more expensive. All I can say is if you want these aren't going to come down anytime soon. As I've said previously, it's just generically a good card. So if you want them, you won't have to bite the bully, just buy them. On the flip side of things, as you can see, Release from Evils and Bunny Girls do seem to slowly be creeping back down. There's plenty under the 40, well, above 14. Well, I say above, up to the €14 mark. So you'll easily get your player set for less than like 28, 56. You get your player set for easily less than €60 on these. Again, slowly coming down. As you can see, 7-day average price is only €10. Obviously, they have crept up, and according to the chart, they are staying. That being said, as you can see here, people are starting to list them back towards the lower end of what they were at the start of the week again. So, and Bulma is the exact same. I said they did shoot up to like £20, but as you can see, plenty, and I mean there's plenty below €15. So this is another instance of like the cards that have shot up. Everyone's jumped on the bandwagon to sell them. Markets got flooded, so everyone's now back to undercoin each other. Granted, they are more than what they were on release, but they have dropped. And what doesn't help, there was the previous, well, last weekend, the tournament, the only results that have really been published was for a 40-man tournament in America, and the red skillless player who topped wasn't actually playing the Bulmers, so that's obviously gone against her as well. I'm not saying she's not a good card in red or red skillless, it's just that that particular list didn't play her then. Next, we're going to talk about the SPRs. As you can see, in fact, this has changed since recording the previous video. They were 11, so the trunks just come down a little bit in the space of an hour or so. But as you can see, these SPRs are relatively cheap for what they are. If you've got the money for them, I'd be picking them up. Just based on what's happened with some of the SPRs from set 9. I'll show you those as well in a bit. Like, and even if you go further down to Zeno and Gotenks is so yeah. If you look at these ones as well, like literally for the price that you're paying on them, it's a steal. Whether they're played or not as played as others, obviously we don't know how things are going to go further into the block, because we are literally just starting this block off with Unison. So especially Unisons, like the SPR Unisons, some of these could be the best illustrations that we get for the decks going forward. Obviously we don't know, can't ever be certain, but again, at what, £5? So yeah, £5. Even like the counter plays, the armchairs, like £4 there. Like, that's like cheap enough, you know, to just sit on. £4's the price of a pack, as opposed to buying a pack that you could get, like, you know, a useless SR, a rare that's not even touching that. You could just buy one of these, which I would recommend. In fact, I've done it myself. I've gone round this week picking up the SPRs for cheap. The only two that I haven't actually, well, three that I haven't been able to pick up were Zenos, Vegetas, and Trunkses, and that's purely because no one's got them to sell. If people had them on the trade group, I'd have snapped them up. Now, if we look at Universal Onslaught, so this is the one. This is why I'm a big push in the SPRs right now. As you can see, now there's a masses here. The many showing €18, Android 18 showing 12. Now, for Android 18, these are all non-English copies. The only two English copies on Card Market are currently €30. From experience, I found this out. There was a guy in the trade group that had one. When I questioned him about it, he was like, "Yeah, Card Market, for cheapest one's €30." So I checked. Yeah, right. This price hasn't changed. That being said, let's get the eBay window up. Now, if you search on eBay for this card, now there's a reason why this one's purple, because I have clicked on the link already for doing the previous video. But as you can see, they're not the €30 that they are on Card Market, and unless they've sold, this guy has two left at €11, £11, and I can confirm purchase history. As you can see, I purchased two myself, not from the same seller obviously, but I have purchased two myself for the £11 price point as well. So Card Market on this one's a bit of a loss in comparison, but if you look at the actual big winner, in fact these are way cheaper on Card Market. As you see, we've got one for 18, but this guy's from obviously a new seller. Obviously it doesn't mean anything, everyone's got to start somewhere, but as you can see, there's not a lot of them, and they do start to creep up. Whereas if you check eBay on this, it's shocking. Granted, the card's played, so I understand why people are paying it if they want the card, but it is absolutely like, so yeah, as you can see, £30, 24. Now if you check sold, this is something I didn't actually check. So see, if you actually check sold, they are still only selling for 15. But in fact that's 10th of July, so you can discount that one. But these two, at least in this month, you know, yellow has seemed to have taken off, even here 22. Oh, there's postage, yeah. So yellow has taken off a bit more, so that's why these have gone up. But as I said, always remember to check sold listings as well, because sometimes when stuff's put up on Card Market and eBay, if there's none on, people just slap a figure on it, and then everyone follows suit. So with these, they are very overpriced right now, and by very, I mean very, very overpriced. Beerus's, on the other hand, I know from experience because I wanted Beerus's myself. On launch, they'd completely plummeted, as you can see here. Then they've slowly crept up, gone down, crept up, and then they have been sitting at this point for quite a bit, because I've been hesitant to buy my last copy because I didn't really want to spend it because I'm just tight. But this is what I want to bring back to about these SPRs. Whether these super combos become relevant or not, they've gone back up now. With the exception of the other two. No, the other three haven't, but they're very niche super combos, which is why they haven't gone back up. So if we have the same principle happening with Rise of the Unison Warrior with these SPR Unisons, obviously I'd rather be paying the €4 or €5, or even say like the 8, than be paying the 15 and the 16s, because it's all savings in the long run. So that's my only advice to you. The SPR Unisons and the SPR counterplays, I would pick them up now, especially when I'm at lows. Because worst case scenario, if you take Beerus as middle ground, Beerus have held a steady price. So because they've held a steady price, even if you spend your €5 on one of these Unisons or counterplays, worst case scenario is they're going to be worth what you paid for them. That's just my 2 cents. Obviously, each to their own. Now next, the big shocker for me. What we see is Ribriannes are slowly coming down. So the cheapest English one, €40, really good, but really good. Same here, €40, like that's a steal. I ordered 2 myself a few weeks back when they were €50. I managed to pick them up for 45 and 46. Unfortunately, they didn't turn up. The postman lost the parcel, so I am waiting for a refund from Card Market before I can pick some more up. Hopefully they stay at this price because it's beneficial for me, obviously picking them up for cheaper than what I paid for them. As mentioned with the earlier about the green now, green currently has an issue, but it's very dependent on promo cards and the availability of them, which is why I believe the Ribriannes have finally come below the Obunis. Now, if you look at these, they are €40 minimum. It's just that simple. I'm not quite sure where the price trend's getting €29 from for a couple of days back, but it's evident to see Obuni's taking over. There's not a lot of supply. I know. Well, I'll rephrase that. There's not a lot of supply for the €40. Even as soon as you get to 50, everyone's gone at €50, which means basically these have taken over Rib. It's just that simple. Unfortunately, if you want them, you will have to pay for them. There's no 2 ways around it now. Personally, I was hoping that they'd come back down again, like they have in the past, but they haven't. So all I can say is it's time to get your wallets out if you want them. Personally, I won't be because I don't play blue, but needs must. Now, nothing else really sticks out. Like, as you can see, Bergamos have crept up a tiny bit, but that's just because how popular yellows are becoming. Nothing crazy realistically, like not Obuni or Ribriannes price points. Now, the Goku, as you can see, still sitting easily at the €15 mark, well €16 mark. Obviously, with no big events, and in this one that they had in America the weekend, I know Team FOE have had a store battle championships or whatever they want to call it, but they've actually not published no results yet, and I don't think it'll be till the end of the week before anyone finds that out. But yeah, with this one, other one in America, There was no Ancient Destruction top in, but it made top 8. So obviously it's not impacted this card particularly yet. However, we do have, where is he? It's not this one. Oh no, here he is. This guy, he's been brought out. As you can see by the curve, completely shot down, worthless. But as mentioned earlier with the Bournemouth, why they've gone down because the red skillless player wasn't playing them. He was playing these, so I imagine that's why they've been brought out, because in America these were like $20, $30 or something stupid. I think if you go and watch Super Player's video, like he does go over it in a bit more depth. But yeah, obviously people have brought these out because they were pence, and I mean pence. Obviously don't buy them. Don't buy them at this. They're not worth it. Really not worth it. So that's it really for Draftbox 05. Koken's gone back up. Let's have a quick look. No, Koken's still sitting around like the 28 mark. And there's plenty of them. So Koken's just don't seem to... I said red doesn't seem all that popular. And the red deck that currently is popular isn't playing them. So it's just sitting with middle ground at the moment. No, we'll move on to Dragon Brawl. And obviously with Dragon Brawl there's going to be a bit of comparisons because we've got the Vault Power Up pack next to it. Because of basically Bardock and... where is he? Where's Topo? Oh, there he is. So yeah, so we'll go through Dragon Ball first, but what we'll do, we'll start off with Monkey, Little Monkey. Now, as you can see, French ones, even French ones now, them above like €40. It's getting to a point now where I can't even say buy French ones, and that's purely because the event pack ones, as you can see, they have come below what appears to be the draft box ones. There just doesn't seem to be many draft box ones up. So with these, because there's more and more events that I'm giving out these packs, there are more and more of these coming into circulation. I did pick up 2 myself, despite not really wanting to, but one was for one came on at €50, with shipping it was like €56, and then the other one was €55 or €56, and it went up to like €62 with shipping. Purchased these just because they were at the time them English. So as you can see, the closest thing to it, with even that includes postage, that doesn't include postage, is 65. So for me, it was a decision I had to make, and I just bought it while I just snapped it up. I thought it was a good deal at the time. I do still think it was a good deal to an extent now, but it's just so I've got to, because I don't actually own any. I'd still wait off though, unless you plan on playing any tournaments. I really would wait off on these, because the more and more circulation of these promos, as I said originally, will start to drive these prices down. In fact, I'm pretty sure on the trade group, the Facebook group on and stuff, there's someone's currently asking for £60 for one, which is obviously cheaper than this one. So they are coming down slowly but surely. Now, next we will discuss Bardock. So as you can see, French ones are €15. These now, unless you're in French, obsolete. Like all these French ones, I wouldn't even look at them. There's no point, no real point. Cheapest English, 30, and then there or thereabouts. But we do have an alternative now, and as you can see, so me personally, I'd rather spend the €14 on a common English than on the full French. I'm pretty sure 90% of the population would do the same, just because there's no hassle with what this card does, where slowing down tournaments and shit. Foil ones though, say 22, cheapest one out, plenty under the €25 mark. So doesn't, unless for some reason you need the draft box one for a collection, or you just prefer that Artemium, that picky, there's no reason to buy them anymore. Like, look at, as I said, 25, even if you get to our, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 16, 24, 25, 28, 31, 32, 33, 36, 37, 40, it's 41 available. That's 10 play sets before you even get to the, you know, you could even go as far as say 26. You know, there's plenty of this stock. So, and with these, they have confirmed to retailers that there should be a second wave coming out. I can't remember. I can't remember if they said it was between the start and the middle, or between the middle and the end of September. But either way, there's more on the way, which should then drive these prices down even more. And as you'll see, let's go back. I think I've done that right. As you'll see with things like the topos, don't foil. As you'll see with topos, like €7, but we have the reprint sitting at 5. I've been buying these myself. I didn't pick any of the original ones up. I weren't playing around Draftbox 1, so I struggled to get Draftbox 1 cards in general. But also a friend of mine was after some, and if they've been coming up on the trade group, especially on Facebook, at like £4, £4.50, I've been buying them. These probably will come down that little bit more when we get the second wave. That being said, even now, £4.50 for even for a fiver, it isn't a bad price for them considering what they were when they were £10 commons. So yeah, and to be honest, good if you're using them, if I'm going to use them. Definitely good value. If you're just buying them just so you've got some, well, not as good value because I do expect them to come down, it's still not a bad price. Then we have, who else from Draftbot? Where is Topo? So, the only ones now that haven't been reprinted from Draftbox 1, Gohan, Vegeta, and Zamasu. Zamasu's a bit of a weird one. I said with Green's in a weird spot right now because you need promos to really play, and then all the supporting cards that aren't promos are still expensive. As you saw with Ribs have slowly started to come down. This guy, however, doesn't seem to want to, but the French alternative is like a third of the price, so I can only recommend French ones for these for now, unless we get a reprint. Goans, again, a lot of French, but then they do seem to have, you know, flattened a bit. Not many below €30, but again, you do have a French alternative with them. And finally, Vegeta. As I say, with Vegetas, funny enough, Vegetas were quite expensive. I thought they would have actually been cheaper than this, but again, there's only a playset below €35, which is quite scary, really. So maybe, hopefully, these do get a reprint, just like everything else. But again, I'm not seeing many people play these, so if many people aren't playing them, hopefully they come back there. I imagine. So this is the problem with this graph, because it takes into consideration the French, and I'm not sure if you can filter it. I'm not that card market savvy yet. Obviously, if you look, the price trend showing €10, where for, as I said, an English copy, there's barely a playset below 35. And then your next playset's like at 40 each. So we've covered Draftbox now. Draftbox 4. Just another quick look with the Vault Power Pack. As you can see, things like crowns aren't expensive. Even foil ones, they are, you know, fiver, pretty good considering you'd pay 8 to 10 just for a common when they first come out because of how they released. Now they were released very uniquely, and hopefully they don't do anything like that again. But the other thing that I will say is cards like Planet Vegeta. Like, look at things like Planet Vegeta now. I prefer this artwork, and as you can see, you pick them up for next to nothing. Like, I'd gladly pay £1 on something like this, even say 150, because I think it looks better than the original printers. And I think even back in the day, the original ones were more than £1 each because people knew that they were played. So you can't really argue getting a better artwork, a better foil for £100. No, I want it on. Let's back. No, it's turned it off. But then I said the same applies to things like preemptives, motivators. Like, they're like next to nothing. So if you got the spare, like if you got the odd pound or two, they're not bad pickups, because whether they're relevant or not down the line, a pound, pretty good. For a foil of a playable card. Next we have the anniversary set itself. Now, the leader Babbies / Booze, whatever, they have gone up a little bit. That doesn't need to be on foil. As you can see, for some reason, some of the French people are listing them as English and saying them French in the description. Now, I don't know if I'm trying to bring the card price, like the market price, down, but actual English cards, English copies, should I say, €18. So, took that 16 quid. Slowly crept up a little bit. They were like 15ish last week, and if you do look on the trade groups, people were selling them, / maybe they still are selling them about 15. But again, with these, because they're short printed, so it's not like you're guaranteed one every box, there's going to be a little bit more of a demand for them, especially for collectors. And obviously, if the deck takes off, people are going to want them even more. Because really, theoretically, to get one leader, you'd have to buy a case, which is 4, which is crazy, I know. So it's why people are asking it's why this specific card has got the price markup compared to the rest. As you'll say, literally, nothing's worth anything. Like, if you look at all the commons, like, they aren't, and they're literally worth nothing. Obviously, you'd have to take these with a grain of salt, but when you put shipping on, it will average prices up. So I advise, when buying things like this, to buy from one seller and buy in bulk, so then the shipping doesn't hit you like a truck. But even then, like, which I think is the best card in the set, if you switch it to foil, plenty at €10 or below, should I say. So I won't worry too much about it. So the only other thing that I want to touch on are promos. Now, as you can see, these metal corders have come down. Not by loads, and there's not as many, but it's easier enough now to pick up copies for under €35. This is, as a between this card and the next one I'm going to quickly look at, the Zarbons. This is the problem that Green currently face. To build Green the way people want to build it, the supply shortage of the promos just in general for Green is what's hurting it, which is why I think it's had a knock-on effect on Ribriannes now, or they've dropped, because not as many people are playing Green because they don't want to play a gimped deck. Whereas, why play a deck at, say, like 80% power when you can play another deck at 100% power, which is, I think, what people are doing personally. So obviously, if we see more of these in circulation, we might start to see Ribriannes go back up in price. The other thing is, with these, especially Tournament Pack 10, I don't think as many places have actually been able to sanction tournaments and run them. So they're harder to come by because of that. But also, they have changed how Tournament Pack works. And as opposed to there being the 8 that there used to be, I believe there's closer to 20. And if it's still one card per pack, it's going to be a lot harder to see the promos you want. The only exceptions to it, I guess, will be the winners promos, which are the Trunks, a Vegex a Goku, and a Frieza. Now, as you can see, trunks are expensive as well. With these trunks, them played in blue, I believe, religiously, hence why they've got the price tag, despite there being quite a lot of supply. Like on, so you get to winners. I'm not saying if this is a winners one or not, can't really tell. It doesn't say. But again, as you can see, all these winners ones, like if you look, this is the winner artwork. So there are more of these in circulation. But again, because they're another one that's 2 or 3 off in the deck, I believe, it's why they're so expensive. Now, I did say this was the last thing I wanted to show you. However, there is one more thing now I've remembered about it, and that is some sealed products. Namely, this one. So, this is something that I noticed on Super Player's channel that they picked up on when they did their market watch for the States about how their Universal Onslaught boxes had shot up in price. Now, on the normal, it looks pretty low. However, French, Italian, French, Italian. When we get down to an English box, 185. Considering that this set is only the previous set, so it's probably about, what, 5 months old now? That's a lot of markup on it. Obviously, if you've still got sealed booster boxes that you want to sell, what it may be unethical of selling them in store for shops at retail. The markups nuts. It really is. There's 2 sides to the coin on this one. Obviously, as I've showed you earlier, some of the SPRs have got a bit more value to them. And then you've also got 3 secrets that are actually playable. Like, not one of these. Let's go back to see if we can get to just BT9 singles. The problem with this set, well, I say it's not really a problem, but the thing with this set is all 3 of these secrets are playable, and they all have a decent price tag. Obviously, Smoke's saying 105 there, but that's because of the foreign ones. Like, say, English ones 130. So all 3 of them do have a decentish price tag. So that'll bump up the price anyway. But I firmly believe the reason why they're expensive is because of this guy. Because these now, like even foreign ones, are touching €350. So because these are touching the prices that they're touching now, it's having a knock-on effect like it did with this one. Obviously this is a joke, not even going to pay that on them, but, well, someone might, but this is what I'm getting at. So, because there's a Victory Strike again, and it is a Goku and Vegeta Victory Strike, it is something that's, you know, I'm not going to say overvalued, but not only do you have the players wanting it, you'll want the fanatics that will want it for what it is, which does drive the prices up. All I can recommend, if you can get your hands on some cheap Universal Onslaught boxes, I wouldn't be opening them up, or especially if they've got to be sealed, obviously, if they're on here. But I would not be opening them up. I would literally be selling them on. If you can afford to wait, however, they could end up like this. They could end up where, you know, we see it with Pokemon a lot of the time. Retired booster boxes from years and years ago sell for copious, like stupid, and I mean stupid amounts of money. Even booster packs, some booster packs are like £100 each. So, and people pay it. Now, well, I know Pokemon and Dragon Ball are 2 different card games, and Pokemon's obviously got a bigger following right now. I do believe Dragon Ball, within the fandom, there will be people down the line that end up paying stupid money for boxes. I just know there will be. So, I said if you can get your hands on cheap boxes, you have a choice now really if you want to flip them for a smaller profit. Well, I say small. It's not exactly like booster boxes retail like for like anywhere between 70 and 90. Well, obviously, let's get it up. Google. So it was €180, wasn't it? Oh, there you go. Because I've done the search earlier. 185 So that's 166. If you can get a box for £70, you sell it for 166. Obviously, that doesn't include the shipping. So, what were with shipping? Like, what was that cheapest one? So that's 30, that's like two. Say just call it 200. No, it's more than 200. Fuck me, it's like 215. So call it 215. 100. That's like, you're making £100 profit on a box. Obviously, even if you take seller's fees into consideration, you're still making a tidy profit on just buying a box for like 70, even if you're paying 90, and selling it back on. So, if you want to make a quick buck, I think that's like the way to go. Obviously, you can sit on them, and they will go up even more because it's just the nature of it. I've rambled a bit on about this steel product. I didn't really want to focus too much on it, but yeah, just wanted to make people aware of what's actually happening. So that's going to be it for today. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Obviously, if you'd like to give us a like, subscribe, follow us over on Twitter, Twitch. Although I don't really do much Dragon Ball card game content on Twitch. In fact, I don't think I've done any as of yet. That being said, I do plan on doing another one of these. Probably won't be next week now. It'll probably be the week after. Try and make sure there's been some tournaments. So then there's actually been some substantial price changes to report on. Because I said, this one's been pretty flat bar Ribriannes Obuni. So yeah, as I said, like, subscribe, share, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. Recommend to my friends if you think they'll enjoy the content. If there's anything you'd like to see me do different or cover different as far as the Market Watch goes, feel free to leave a comment below. Obviously, there are niche things out there, as proven today with the booster boxes. So yeah, that'll be me, Cake Easy, signing out.